Hi everyone, in this Google Ads case study, we're going to be talking about how we reduced our cost per lead by about 30 to 40%. And the really exciting thing about this is that in the first 7 to 14 days, we were able to spend the same amount, but increase our leads by 63 leads because of our optimizations, right? So think about what an extra 63 leads could do for your business every month. So if you like this type of content, please like, subscribe, and comment, and we can just jump right into the optimizations we made to improve our cost per lead. So the first optimization was building out really a comprehensive negative keyword list based on the search terms. So what we did is we created a view that looked back at the last 90 days, and we pulled a really extensive search term report that showed us exactly what keywords, what search terms were driving a lot of cost, but not driving a lot of conversions. And it was a really extensive list, a few thousand search terms. But we went in there and found, a lot of variations that were just not driving cost, right? So we put those into a very specific negative keyword library, negative keyword list, and apply them to all campaigns. And what that does is that it's immediately going to tamp down on waste, right? Tamp down on users and searches that we don't want that are wasting money. But inversely, what's really cool about these search term reports is that you're able to find a lot of keywords, a lot of search terms that do convert that are not keywords yet, right? So we converted those search terms into keywords that then helped reduce our CPC and then have a good impact on our cost per lead, right? So you're pulling a search terms report and you're finding what you don't want, you're finding what you do want, right? And you're kind of, building out a campaign that really reflects what people are actually searching. So that's the first thing we did, and we saw amazing impact right there. The second thing we did was, this campaign was running on a TCPA bid adjustment, right, or TCPA bid strategy. So what we did is we went into our ad groups, and we actually were able to, all these TCPAs were at the same, right? So we had a $25 TCPA for ad group 1, 25 for ad group 2, and a 25 for ad group 3. However, not all of the ad groups were performing the same way, right? So what we were able to do is that for the campaigns that were bringing in the lowest CPL or cost per conversion, we actually opened up the target CPA because we were telling Google, hey, we want to spend more on this ad group. And then the ad groups that were having a higher CPL, we either paused or really reduced the target CPA, right? So basically we were tamping that down and saying, hey, this is too high, let's get this lower, let's not spend as much on this specific ad group, right? And so what that did is we were basically able to manipulate the budget in a way to spend on the ad groups that were performing really well and take money out of ad groups that were not performing well, right? This was probably the second optimization that we had that had such a huge impact immediately. I mean, we saw in the first few days our cost per lead starting to decrease, right? So go through your campaigns, go through your ad groups, and make TCPA adjustments that really fit the market, right? I think what you're going to see, it's a common theme, is that you want your campaigns to reflect the searches and reflect the demand, right? Because this is such a demand channel. You just want to ensure that you have enough at-bats and that you're serving towards keywords that people are really searching, right? Where there's a good demand, and then you're not over leveraged on keywords and search terms that really are low supply, high demand searches, right? Okay, so this next optimization that we utilized to help reduce CPL and really improve the quality of our lead was implementing offline conversions, right? And you'd be surprised how many advertisers don't leverage this tool, but it's actually vital to improving the overall health of your account, right? So the trick to offline conversions is really just measuring conversions that happen after a form fill, right? So it can be someone booking an appointment, it can be someone closing, right, a sale, it can be an application. You want to be able to push that data right back into Google to tell Google, hey, this lead is worth way more to me than a lead that doesn't book an appointment, right? So let's hop into the qualified lead and actually see what this looks like. So in this example, we push in scheduled appointments. So every time a lead that comes from Google schedules an appointment, we actually configure our CRM to send that data to a spreadsheet where we say, hey, GCLID123 scheduled an appointment, and they're worth $200. Whereas a lead that doesn't schedule an appointment is only worth $50, right? Once that lead becomes a sale, then we tell Google, hey, this same GCLID actually became a sale and that's worth $400, $500 for me, right? Send that back to Google, and basically you're feeding Google a mix of the offline conversion trigger points, but also the values. So you're able to say, hey, a lead that actually becomes a sale is worth in total about $800 versus a lead that is only worth about $50. It never becomes a sale, never books an appointment. By configuring it this way, you're able to tell Google, exactly what you want and feed it really comprehensive data. When you actually set up your conversion through the conversion tools and setting, that's one piece. But the second piece is you're going to need to set up an automated upload. So we often do that through a Google Sheet, like I mentioned. And there's a level of integration. You can do this directly through your CRM if you have a HubSpot integration or a Salesforce. There's a few ways to do this, but it's not that complicated. But it will vastly improve the overall performance of your account. And this is something we try to implement with as many of our clients that have the capabilities to do that. And so we highly recommend. This will improve your cost per lead, but also improve your overall quality of lead. Okay, so the next optimization that really helped improve our cost per lead was really increasing our ad strength. And I know this sounds very simple, but it's really important, right? So you can check your ad strength by going to the ad strength section next to status and just see, is it excellent, is it good, is it average, is it poor, right? And so what we did is that as many as we could, right, with some compliance needs, we clicked on the actual ad and Google gave us suggestions, right? So you want to use these suggestions to help improve your ad strength. And when your ad strength is higher, that means Google knows, hey, this is a relevant ad. We're going to serve it at the first or second position, right? Which often increases your click-through rate, which reduces your cost per click, right? So if you can get your CPC lower, you always see that downstream and you always see a cost per lead that's going to slowly decrease as well, right? This isn't going to be a big needle mover, but this, in tandem with the other optimizations, is definitely going to help improve our overall strength and our cost per lead over the long term, right? So that's something you want to implement. Okay, so the next optimization really comes down to time of day reports. So we built out a time of day and a day of week report. And what this report does is it tells us, okay, out of all the days of the week, what is driving the most cost, what is driving the best conversion rate, and the lowest cost per conversion, right? And so what we're able to do is we're actually able to go directly back into the campaign using this report and say, hey, on Wednesdays are expensive. Let's reduce our bids on Wednesdays. Hey, Tuesdays are very cheap. Let's push bids on Tuesdays, right? This is a direct result to demand and competitive pressures on the different weeks or different days of the week, right? So you want to go into this report and make a few quick adjustments based on your data that will, improve your cost per lead almost immediately, right? And even, the next suggestion is very similar to this, right? We're basically doing the same thing, but for our geos. So if you have a national campaign running, you're gonna want to go in, or even a state campaign, you can do this, and pull a geo report showing cost conversions and cost per conversions, and filter it by region. And Google will show you every single state, every single country and region, metro that you're serving ads on, whether you're targeting them or not, right? Google takes a lot of liberties in your geo-targeting. So we were able to add an exclusion list of, I believe, 150 countries and 20 to 30 different states that we were serving ads in and producing no conversions, right? Because sometimes people pass through your market, they're from another country or from another state, they're searching something irrelevant, your ad comes up, right? So you want to make sure you're excluding this as much as you can to improve your cost per lead pretty immediately, right? So, overall, this was just a little snippet of the 6 optimizations that we conducted in the account within the first 7 to 14 days and saw improvement, right? So, it's not a one size fits all. Every campaign account's going to be a little bit different, but you can take these optimizations and kind of make them your own. So if you like this case study, please like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you on the next one.